So in this video, we're going to be looking at what's known in the pickup industry as an instant date, which is where you approach a girl and you very quickly end up taking her on a date to get a drink, to get a coffee, whatever. And the idea is that you're turning the very short interaction into something a lot more real, into something where she's more likely to see you again, or as you're about to see in this case, where you take her home on the spot, where you meet a girl, you take her on a date, and then you go home with her and hook up on the same day, which is, it's a very exciting, cool thing that you're able to do. In this video, you're going to learn exactly how to do this. Now, this is part 2. I will have a link below to part 1, which is the initial approach, right? It's where I approach her and actually get her to agree to go on the instant date. But this is going to show how you turn that instant date into bringing the girl home. But first, I want to let you guys know that I'm going to be doing a 7-day immersion coaching program in Vegas starting on Labor Day weekend. An immersion coaching program, if you don't know, it's 7 days in a row of in-person coaching with me and with only a limit of 3 clients. So you're getting, I believe it's over 20 hours of in-person coaching with me. You're getting multiple professional photo shoots to massively improve your dating profile. And we're going to record your approaches and then analyze them and break them down later in person so you know exactly what mistakes you were making and how to fix them instantly. This is something I only do a couple times a year. And if you're interested in the idea of an immersive coaching experience, something that is really going to be a transformative experience, then make sure to click the link below to speak with me about the program and to make sure that you get one of the 3 spots before they're gone. With that said, let's take a look at the footage.
I love Nashville.
I've never been there in my life.
Really?
What's it like?
Well, a lot of country music, a lot of rednecks.
This is not going to be the most flashy interaction, and if what you're really looking for from a YouTube video is just pure entertainment, this is probably not the video for you. But if you're someone who really wants to learn what an actual successful pickup looks like and to be able to replicate that in your own life, then this video will be extremely valuable because it's very rare for people to post things like this on YouTube because, well, it's all about the watch time. It's all about being as ADHD friendly as possible, right? That's to make a video blow up. This is going to be something that is genuinely useful in terms of learning from it. But the conversation of a full pickup, right? The conversation of a full interaction, it'll have points where you're saying crazy things that are really interesting, but most of it is going to be pretty normal, pretty laid back. It's not going to be crazy. So I'm just asking, what's it like in Nashville? Very normal thing to say, nothing crazy or exciting, but a lot of conversation is just making the girl comfortable and vibing, right? Just getting to know each other. It doesn't all need to be like button pressing and like trying to like get a reaction. A lot of it is just being relaxed and not making it a big deal, not doing too much. Right? That's one of the biggest mistakes guys make is they feel the need to do too much.
A lot of...
But you're okay with that?
No.
No?
Not really. A lot of people obsessed by guns and stuff.
Right. You don't seem like you would fit into that at all.
No. I don't like this kind of culture, but I like Nashville. It's pretty cool. It's full of people and tourists and music, and it's a lot of fun. Actually, I haven't experienced much because I moved in February, right before COVID, so, but...
What are the guys like there?
The guys?
Yeah. Because in different cities, they have very different... Are they aggressive? Are they passive?
So I'm basically moving the conversation to something that's a little more interesting to women, right? What do women watch? They watch romances, they watch... drama, they watch, what is it called? Reality TV, dating, right? So I'm bringing it towards something that's going to be a little bit more emotional as opposed to purely logical so that we don't get stuck on a surface level conversation.
No, they are aggressive, but in general, no offense, but American guys are very aggressive with girls.
So Italian men are known to be way more aggressive. That's a stereotype.
No,
yeah,
no.
that's the stereotype. When they say countries with sexually aggressive men, they say Italy, France, certain south of Brazil?
I don't know, probably because here people try to hit me up because
All right, that's a very simple thing, but it's important to be willing to disagree, right? She's saying, oh, well, American men are really aggressive, and a nice guy, what he's going to do is, even though he's heard the stereotype that Italian men are known for being the most aggressive, I think it's like Italians, Greek, Brazilian, those are the stereotypes. Despite that, he would keep it to himself, right? He would just be agreeable and not assert his opinion, right? He wouldn't be willing to do that because he doesn't want to be offensive. And the willingness to do that shows that you're not being fake. It shows that you're unfiltered, which builds trust. And it also simultaneously shows that you're not like a low status guy that is like really worried about the opinions of others, because the higher status you are, the less you care about the opinions of others.
I look different, or because they know that I'm Italian, because they hear me talking, and they think that I am exotic. But in Italy, I am a girl like another, because all the girls look like me. But here I look different. So.
Do you think rednecks would be like, I want white people or something? Do you think they would be against someone who's different?
Yeah, definitely. But not against me.
But they're aggressive. That's surprising.
Yeah, they are very aggressive, actually.
But that's okay?
Yeah, I don't go out too much because of COVID. I live with a family and they don't want me to go out too much. So I try to respect what they say.
Yeah, that's cool.
But tell me about your job, because I graduated in publishing and I would like to know about your job.
Yeah, well, I have a degree in creative writing and psychology. And I started writing articles on different websites and stuff like that. I built up a bit of a following. And then I started reaching out to people who have like YouTubers, for example. Like a YouTuber with a couple 100,000 subscribers. It's like, I can write a book for you. You're gonna make a ton of money. You don't really have to do anything. All you have to pay me is a percentage of the profit. And they're like, oh. And then I'll say write a sample for them or something. And they think, yeah, well, why not, right? There's nothing to lose. So I just put it in a way that there's really nothing for them to lose.
Yeah.
And then they do it. And I just really wanted to have passive income. I like the idea of only working if I want to work.
That is true. Well, I like writing. I think we have something in common. I like writing, of course.
What do you write?
Articles.
Love poems?
It's really good to find a way to describe your career in a way that demonstrates higher value. That's the old school pickup term, as opposed to in a way that demonstrates low value. And a lot of people, they have this default habit like, oh, I'm an engineer. It's kind of boring. Don't say that, right? It just makes you look lame. Like, why are you spending most of your time on a career that's lame, right? It just makes you sound lame. I mean, I don't know if there's another way to put it, but it makes you sound lame. So find a way to frame it that makes it sound like something interesting, that makes it sound like something you're passionate about. And so here, it is true that I've done ghostwriting. It is true that I've reached out to YouTubers and written books for them. And that's something that is very unique. It's something that shows creativity. It shows that I have a skill that is unique. Writing is something that not many people can do professionally. And it shows that I'm finding my own way to make money as opposed to being a part of the system, which makes it sound a lot more intriguing than if I just said, I'm a writer. It's not that interesting. It's kind of boring. You can make anything sound boring or sound interesting depending on if you're going to be creative about it.
Dark shit?
No. I write articles, my personal diary, and stuff.
You have it locked in a key?
No, it's not locked because it's written in Italian and nobody can read it, so I don't need to lock it.
Have you ever written things for others or just for yourself?
No, for myself.
Just for yourself? I think actually, like having a journal of your thoughts and stuff is really useful. I think there's they've actually done a lot of scientific studies that like, it's cheesy, but like just writing a gratitude thing makes people like 10% happier or something like that. So I've tried a lot of shit.
So this is an example of free association. She's talking about how she writes a journal, and I'm taking it to something that I know a lot about, which is the psychology of journaling. And generally speaking, psychology is something that women find interesting, right? So if there was like, I don't know, a video game journaling thing, I wouldn't talk about that because women are generally not interested in video games. But psychology is something that is universally interesting. And it's something that I know a lot about. So I'm basically free associating, branching the conversation into something that is going to be interesting to her, but that I also have an expertise in. Whenever you're talking about something that you know a lot about, you kind of subtly are creating the frame that you are an expert, that you are the teacher and she is the student, which basically translates to you are dominant and she is submissive, which is, in terms of what women are attracted to, the vast majority, that is what they're looking for. And this is a very easy and subtle, not pushy way to get that across.
Like that. Some of it I'm like, this is too stupid, but I still like to try.
And you are from Arizona. From where?
I was born in Tucson and then Phoenix, which is nice.
Capital, right? Capital.
Yes. Yeah,
You should come to Nashville.
I should come to Nashville so we can get married and have 12 children.
So when a girl says something like, you should come to Nashville, what does that mean? That's a very, very good sign, because she's saying I should come to her city, which means she is thinking of the idea of seeing me again in the distant future, right? So that's a sign that she's very invested, that she's really into you. But what a lot of guys will do with that is like, oh, okay, well, she wants to see me in the future, so I'm not going to do anything now. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't pull her now. It just means that's a very good sign that she's very interested.
You can get married here. It's easier.
Yeah, it's much faster. Why wait?
Yeah, I came here just to get married to a random guy that I met in the middle of the street.
Maybe I came here to get married to a random girl so I could divorce them and take half their money.
Exactly. I can be that girl. And also, if I marry you, I can have the green card that I can stay here forever. Win-win.
It's win-win.
Yeah. Have you ever been in Italy or no?
Never.
Oh.
I've been to Spain.
So one thing I want you to notice there is that I let the silence hang. I'm not rushing to immediately fill in any void in the conversation because it feels a little awkward. Now, obviously, you don't want the silence to last like 10, 20 seconds, but it's important that you're not always rushing. You don't feel like, oh no, there's a void. I need to let her have some space to pursue you, right? Leave some space for her to put in effort, for her to invest, so that she feels like she's the one that's picking you up, as opposed to you feeling like you're doing all the work, as opposed to her feeling like you're chasing her and that you're needy.
I've been to France, I've been to England, but not Italy.
Why not?
I want to start traveling the world this year. That was my plan, because I made enough money that I could start to afford it, and that was my goal, build everything so I can just start traveling and work abroad, because I can do my job on my laptop.
Yeah.
But obviously,
No.
not the exact.
But why did you pick Spain and France and not Italy?
Well, that was when I was younger. It was my dad who picked.
Oh, okay.
And that's an example of a way to basically brag without it being too obvious, right? I'm bragging, but it does fit the conversation. She was asking about me going to Italy, and I'm saying, well, now I can afford it. So I'm talking about making more money and having freedom and all those kinds of things, which is technically bragging, but because it fits in the conversation, it doesn't come across as like too try hard.
And also my friend who is coming is Italian as well, so
Is it like your best friend?
no.
No? You said that like
No.
like you
but-
didn't like them or something.
No, I like her, but we met and
Okay, so that was a very simple example of a way to make a conversation more emotionally engaging as opposed to logical, is basically picking up on the way she says something, or the body language or her body language, and interpreting what that means, right? So she said, no, that's not my best friend. And so I'm like, do you have a problem with her? What the fuck? Like, do you not like her? If you're paying attention to the way the girl is talking, the way she's saying what she's saying, you can make the conversation a lot more dynamic and interesting just by basically reacting to that, picking up on that, and basically saying your thoughts about the way she's saying what she's saying.
9 months ago, because before becoming au pairs, we have to go to New York to take a training school. So we met there, and we became friends. So I cannot say she's my best friend. We have been knowing each other for just 9 months, but we are very close. And she's living actually in Denver.
Did one of you like just break up with a boyfriend recently? And
What?
did one of you just break up with a boyfriend recently? Thought, let's go to Vegas.
No, absolutely not. Also because we came here, of course, we were single when we came here. Some girls were had a boyfriend when they came here with us, and then they broke up after like 2 months because they met someone else
In Vegas?
here in the U.S. in general.
Because that's the two Italian guys I mentioned. They were with. They met. I saw them meet some girl. She had a boyfriend, and they cheated. They both cheated. She cheated with both of them together.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. It's sad how easy it is.
That's
People
why.
cheat. Like, people cheat way easier than they should. Like, I've never cheated. I couldn't imagine cheating.
Yeah, that's all. That's what
It's just
the
you-
guys say. I've
It's like you
never
don't-
cheated.
I haven't. It's like you don't have the guts to. Why wouldn't you just break up?
I don't know.
Why is that so hard?
1,000 times, so I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever cheated though?
No.
I've never been cheated on either though. So that I know of.
Yeah.
That's the
what I
thing.
was
Some
gonna
people
say.
can lie about that very
No,
well.
I know about everything, so I know they cheated on me multiple times, 1,000 times. But I've never cheated.
Well, at least you get that moral victory.
I don't care anymore. I mean, it happened years ago, so.
I don't know. Hearing this now, it kind of sounds like she's not telling the truth. Her tone, whenever she says, I've never cheated, it sounds like a little, oh, I'm trying to prove myself, which sounds a little sketchy. Just something that I'm noticing.
Well, my theory is whenever you do something that's like bad towards other people, it affects your psychology. It affects your mind. Because then you don't trust other people. Because you kind of reflect your own beliefs onto others.
Yeah, I never
So if you
trust
steal,
I never trust anyone. Probably that's the reason why. Do you think we can smoke here?
I think you can smoke anywhere in Vegas.
In Nashville,
get too
you
excited.
cannot smoke anywhere.
Yeah, this is it's one of the perks.
I was checking, but it's open.
I think that's one of the whole points.
So what's your name again? Sorry.
Avery.
How do you spell it?
Avery.
Okay.
You know you have very big pupils. Very big pupils.
I don't use cocaine, I swear. I'm just tired. I'm very tired.
I'll do my best to wake you up. Pinch you if I have to.
So
Okay, I have to. It's an important text I have to
the
send.
travel was so long. I had to stop in Denver for 5 hours. Did you put some drugs in my cocktail? I hope not.
What is it? Strong?
No, I mean, did you put drugs in my cocktail?
I hope not.
Oh, okay.
You
I
wanted
know
drugs
that
in the
guy-
cup?
No. I know that guys do that here.
Really?
Here in Vegas. I don't know.
Actually, what's the most common thing in Vegas is for prostitutes to do that. Which is, it's a smart way to do it.
I'm not.
I'm not accusing you of being one, but it's common for prostitutes to put drugs in a guy's drink and then they steal all their stuff.
Oh. I'm not gonna steal anything.
Okay, so that was a good way to deal with her. It's a common concern, and it's kind of an understandable concern. Is like, oh, are you going to drug me, or are you a serial killer? Those kinds of things. The easiest way to deal with that is kind of turn it around. How do I know you're not a serial killer? And the way I do that is say, well, it's actually very common for women who are prostitutes to drug men and then rob them. So how do I know you're not that? Right. And now you can see she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not who I am. So basically it flips that around.
Once I was actually like on a date with a girl and I asked her what she did. She said she was a serial killer. And I said, oh, haha, it's a joke. But she went on for like 20 minutes about how she was a serial killer. And she went so far into it that I actually got uncomfortable and I left. It's
my
like
God.
she kept talking about it for so long. It's like, is she actually a serial killer? What the fuck is this?
Did you have the doubt?
Yeah, I started to doubt that, like, this is a red flag. I should probably, like, she's hot, but not hot enough to die for.
Some guys, in Nashville, I went out with some guys, and they just showed me their guns. And I was like, no, why? Why are you doing that? But welcome to Nashville. During the dates, guys show you the guns, which is weird to me.
They show you their guns?
Guns, yeah, guns.
Don't do that.
I was kind of shocked.
That's weird.
But yeah, at that point I realized, no, okay, you are not for me, bye. And I left.
I can relate. I once dated a girl who, she brought out a dagger. So I'm lying on the bed with my legs spread open, and she brings out a dagger, and then she threw it at the bed, right by below my crotch, like an inch below, and it span, and it hit perfectly in, like in.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And in a way, it's like, wow, she's very skillful. But on the other hand, no.
No.
Like, a little too terrifying. And she was a therapist, by the way, which has made me much more skeptical of therapists. That's what I was going to be originally.
That is part one. So that is the first half of the instant date. I'm going to be reacting to the second half where I actually take her home and show how I do that in the near future. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like this kind of content where I'm actually showing real life interactions, where I'm showing what pickup is really like, as opposed to just talking about the theory, make sure to like my videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel. This was a good example of real pickup is, sadly, it's not flashy. And the problem with that is flashy is what's best for algorithms, right? Making it flashy, saying weird pickup lines, stuff like that. That's what's best for the algorithm because people have short attention spans. But if you actually want to learn pickup, the flashy stuff can easily be overdone and it can easily actually do more harm than good, right? It's very important to understand that the interaction does not need to be super flashy. You don't need to be try hard. It can be pretty simple. I was very, very laid back. It's kind of like I'm letting her pick me up as opposed to me picking her up. I'm just guiding the conversation towards drama, towards relationships, towards sex, towards those kinds of topics that are good for a date that women are going to be interested in. And I'm not doing too much, right? I'm not doing anything that is going to make her lose attraction. And I'm also going to move it forward very soon in the next part of the interaction where I'm going for the pull as opposed to just talking for hours on end. But pickup does not need to be flashy. That's just what you're going to see for the most part in places like YouTube, especially in YouTube Shorts and TikTok, even worse. But just because that's what you see, don't let that mislead you into thinking that's what you need to do. Actual successful pickups look a lot more like this video rather than the crazy prank kind of shit. Those are highlight reels because that's not what the full interactions actually look like. Now, with that said, if you want to work with me in person, if you want to take things to the next level, if you're tired of kind of being in this dabbler's mentality, being stuck in beginner's purgatory, being stuck at a level where maybe you're taking a little bit of action, but not enough to consistently get dates, or maybe you're just not getting dates with girls who are hot enough, or maybe your dates are leading nowhere, right? And you're not seeing the girls again. Or for a lot of you, you're just not able to take any action. You're not able to get yourself to approach. You're not getting any dates. You're kind of feeling stuck. You're in a dry spell. You're in a rut. The easiest way to break through that is in-person coaching. And that's why I'm offering a 7-day immersion in Las Vegas starting on Labor Day weekend. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to click the link below to learn more and to sign up for a free call to talk about the details of the program.